Hello out. Anarchy, Vandir. Nimby, Yatsuka-Zuban. Mine has been a day. To say the least. I meant to start stream like 2 hours ago. But then one thing happened after another, and then I started late. And it's, looking to be an interesting time to say the least. So I don't know if there's, wait, one, is there anything, no, I gotta check the shops first. Before I do anything, check the shops first. Then maybe we'll do something. But you know how it is. So did you guys hear that apparently Xbox has a new CEO now? And apparently, it looks like there was some drama happening behind the scenes. 'Cause somebody might have been forced out. I don't know how it happened, but it happens. I don't know, it's been a bit since I looked into it. All I know is the heir apparent was not involved. So that kind of turns into a bit of like so it's very weird. It's a very weird situation that we've got going on here. And a lot of stuff going on in Microsoft. And here I am, just kind of hoping that Microsoft shuts down and all of them become homeless. And I can say that too, okay? Okay. The child that is shunned will burn down the village to feel its warmth. That's me. That's me. I wanna burn down the village. But yeah, it's just interesting. Unfortunately, we do not have any hose. That is the main problem, Wiener Cleaner. Welcome, Azriman. Any info on this new CEO, Asha Sharma? All I know is basically no history working in game anything. So they're kind of just here, and it's kind of speculated. Probably isn't a bad piece of speculation, mind you, to presume that it's not good. What's going on? Because we're a boat? We going to boat? Hold on, I gotta make sure. Because I gotta remember to stop by all the shops. I need to make sure that I get everything I can get. Yeah, it's like one of those, it's like one of those company value sort of things from the sounds of it. Sounds to me, personally. Knockout gas! Let's go! Let's go! Cosby Strat! Let's go! Let's go! Let's see. Many technologists have enjoyed the powerful effects of the stun grenade, and now it's gone one step further. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the ineffable knockout aspect combining the stun grenade and the anesthetizer. A weapon is created that renders everyone within its range of influence completely unconscious. Unbelievable, but true. Cosby Strats! Let's go! Goodness, welcome, Steven. This is me going, ah! Ah! We be watching bootlegs with Hindi subtitles. Here be a bootleg of Iron Man 2 with Hindi subtitles. I distinctly remember that being the first time I watched Iron Man 2. It was a bootleg, apparently. Now, I was afraid we were gonna go to jail because we watched a bootleg. Alright, now let's go to Thanatos. Alright, so this is that place that we didn't want to go to. The place that we don't believe in. November 6, 1790. I I'd made several forays into the interior, with nothing to show for my efforts save my wounds. This island is aptly named, and I thank the gods for Smithers, my faithful guide. He has already saved my life several times over in the short time we've been here. I am certain that the Ashlag tribe still exists on this island, and I mean to prove it, monsters or no. November 13th, 1790. I have found the remains of an old site, but it appears to have been uninhabited for several years now. I was unable to determine why the site was abandoned, though I did recover some important artifacts. November 21st, 1790. I write this as Smithers and I lie terribly wounded somewhere in the jungle. In our searching today, we were set upon by creatures most fierce. Smithers sustained more serious injuries than I, as he drew the beasts away from me at his own peril. He was victorious, but at high cost. I managed to drag Smithers into a thicket of trees where we presumably will be safe for the moment. November 30th, 1790. Smithers died today after battling madness, brought on by his wounds. I fear my time is soon at hand as well. December 3rd, 1790. Irony of ironies, I was discovered by the very people I came to this island to discover. Scouts of the Ashlag tribe found me hovering near death and brought me to their camp where they helped me to recover. Contrary to what I believed, they reside in the interior of the island and not along the coast. The most shocking part is that there was a previous civilization on this island. The Ashlag have made their home amongst the ruins of some great forgotten civilization. The location of the tribe, conveniently a perfect map of the island of Thanatos, and the exact coordinates of where the Ashlag tribe are. This guy is not only a great adventurer, he's an incredible cartographer. January 15th, 1791. The Ashlag have welcomed me as a member of the tribe and have treated me as an important guest. I am now privy to their secret rituals and their arcane religious superstitions. It seems that their primitive religion has gone through some revisions as of late to incorporate a godlike figure or phenomena. I am still having a slight difficulty with their spoken language. That supposedly resides somewhere on the island. I have convinced the chief of the tribe to allow me to come along their pilgrimage to leave sacrifices for their new god, which I have determined the god of Thanatos, for want of a better description. I have also been able to discern where on the island the supposed godlike force resides. December 12th, 1790. I returned to my base camp with the hope of the tribesmen to leave this journal so that if anything happens to me, the future will know that I was successful in my endeavors to locate the mythical Ashlag tribe. Well, that happened. That was a thing. You know, though, good for him. He found a purpose. Oh, now we can just walk over mountains. Oh my god, monkeys! We got monkeys! Let's go! Monkeys! Okay. Sark didn't even have the intelligence to pick up his own weapon. Anyway, so we found the location of the tribe. Such primitive things. Got it. monkeys on this island. Wouldn't it have been ironic if it turned out that they were, in fact, the tribes people that I was looking for all along? Huh? Okay? I mean, I guess it could have been a problem if, like, I don't have time. Man, I hate it when I do stuff and then the waste your time magic is used on me. You know, the wizard casts stasis on you and then forces you to watch all of the Avatar movies. Okay, now I apologize. That's an evil concept right there. Just... Now, evil wizard forces you to watch all of the Avatar movies. She just really wanted a friend and doesn't know any other way to make friends. Maybe like while it's at it, he slows your perception of time so that it so that the feeling lasts even longer. Dude, I had no clue what going on here. Is there anything in this village past a bunch of monkeys and some treasure chests with mildly inconvenient traps in them? I guess there's big tree cities. But I don't even see where they were, like, I don't even see any, like, little cabinets or anything I can look into. Wait, hold on. Okay, so... Also, Vindier, welcome, Steven. Ano si Steven Diablo? I'm not gonna lie, I did recently suggest a Razor. You know, because neither of us have seen the Avatar movies. Like, maybe watched one, but never saw 2 or 3. And now part of me is over here like, maybe we should get absolutely hammered and then watch the Avatar movies. Like, wouldn't that be a great idea? Just do it. Just, yeah, watch all of them. Alright, Diablo. Have a nice night. I apologize that tonight was not able to go on for long due to, frankly, just stuff that was my fault. 100% my fault. Could not have been helped. Or sorry, it definitely could have been helped. Man, I find it so weird too. It's like you make a movie, and it's like Really underwhelming. And you win like 1,000 awards. Oh my god, they're just really small gorilla models. That's the design they're using for their monkeys. Micro monkeys, let's go! Micro monkeys. Oh, that sounds like a slur. I feel like I'll get in trouble if I keep saying that. I gotta say it again. Alright, so Lambridge. And then where do we gotta go? Okay, but you see TLA Productions. Lord! Avatar actually was pretty like, you know, one of those earlier things to think where like you see like just a ton of lore and something. No, Micro Monkeys were a popular toy in the late 80s. John Masta Jr. was their fast-talking commercial announcer. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably should just call it TLA because it's easier. But I always like making things harder than they have to be. I'm very good at that, you know. Making life just that little bit unnecessarily more difficult than it needs to be. I live out of spite. But hey, that's life. That's the name of the species. For what it's worth, they are gorillas. Nothing in here. I am supposed to reach the southernmost point of Thanatos, which, now that I think about it, is going to be difficult. Because there's a lot. I'm just killing little monkeys with a Tesla gun. It's what they would have wanted. Huh? Just kinda nothing just happened there. I wasn't even involved in that one. The apish shaman? Oh god! Why is it that everything I see summons a freaking panther? I'm sorry, I think it's actually a puma. The same difference. Big scary cat. It just... I see some monster or whatever with the slightest ounce of intelligence, and then it just summons a freaking cat and it summons a freaking cougar. You know what's funny? No memory of Link to the Past. I think like the only thing I remember from A Link to the Past is when you get one of the upgrades for the Master Sword. And it's like kind of the weirdest thing to me, because like you get an upgrade for the Master Sword, but like it's just some regular guys. Like and they just temper it like a regular sword. And now it just does double damage. Gabby, welcome, Even. Because like they're just kind of just dudes. Like there's no magic here. It's like I have a magic sword over here. Yeah, forged by the gods or whatever reason you want to give to it. And it's just some guy, just some dude, some random guy over here is just like, oh hey, I'll make it stronger. And then he makes it stronger. Like what the freak? Like some kind of weird ritual or a nondescript magic powder or something to make it better. Just nah, you help me. Let's do this. Come, even. We just started. Again, that one was on me. I'm not even gonna try to like justify it. It's just that's on me. I did this. I did this. I'm trying to find the corpse of a random guy who may or may not have been who I may or may not be the reincarnation of. And even the weird, really old elf lady didn't really have an answer for that one. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. The more I think about it in fantasy, what? Wink? Did you just spell wink in katakana? I had no clue. I had no clue. Oh, let's go! Random garbage! Look, my katakana's bad, but it's not that bad, okay? Fair, I suppose, fair. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just looking for... I'm looking to find another corpse to desecrate. And that corpse may or may not be mine, which is like, you know, kind of just like peak irony, because it's like, you know... You know, it's a kids these days moment. It's a kids these days moment. You know, like, you find the corpse of, like, you know, one of your past incarnations, and it's like a moment there, because it's just like, oh man, would you look at that? You know, because you don't know. You just don't know. It's a thing there. I wanted free practice. I traded me like a salaryman or something. How'd the monkey survive? Doesn't matter. They need to die now. At least it isn't self-cessed. Okay. Serious question. You go back in time. Like long ago, and like you see one of your like previous incarnations. And you do it with them. Is that considered self-cessed? Serious question. Serious answer needed. I want to say no. I know, right? Like you kind of want to say no because it's like it's technically still a different. No memories are shared. Okay, no memories are shared. It's just same soul, different body. Yeah, basically. Princesses. Nah, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. It's like, you know, genetically, it's fine, but like, you know, spiritually, God is probably still crying. same. What happened at the previous incarnation was an animal. Same difference. Question is unchanged. Is it self-obsessed? Really, it's just a convoluted way to cranky game. Yeah, this is what people come here for. The important questions are being asked. I think this is known as the Mighty McFly conundrum. You know, or you get that scenario where you're your own grandfather. Self-cessed play. Yeah. Basically, the question is, does the self-cessed tag apply? Any other tag goes. Like, nothing else matters here. The important question is it self-cessed? Man, what does that say about his mom in the modern day? Like, you know, like, you think she ever just, like, looked at her son and just thought, if we weren't related, God. And then, you sit down and think harder about it and realize there's a hentai that probably has this exact scenario on it. BT tag only enhanced by surrounding tags. Wait, which one? Self-cessed or bestiality? Here. That's the question. Oh, yeah, honestly, I kind of agree. Self-cessed is a meh tag, honestly. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole, because there's going to be questions. It's like, you say yes, everybody's like, oh, white woman moment. You say no, everybody goes, oh, the lady doth protest too much, or whatever. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that. I know how everyone here rolls. You're just here to bully me. Each and every one of you. Well, no, it's like that's just how it is. Some tags just aren't really all that interesting by themselves. Technically, identical twins counts as self-cis, but they have different souls. That adds to it. That adds to the question. That adds to the question. Because it's like, okay, so if identical twins isn't self-cis. Like, we're on the Kimono Mimi spectrum, do we consider that beast stuff? I'm gonna be honest, Coleman, I'm kind of a purist when it comes to, like, what is and is not bestiality. Like, if it's capable of, like, any meaningful speech, or it walks on two legs, does not count as bestiality. Maybe that is maybe that's a little bit too much there. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. Garfield? I don't think Garfield actually talks. I'm pretty sure he's just it's only ever what he's thinking. At least think if you're a purist, you know, like only like the mainline comics, okay? Like that's kind of the thing. It's like, you know, like I guess it is a good question. Like at what point, you know? Coleman, the way that you fixed that spelling, freaking, you jerk. I'll be honest that, you know, if feral, probably, yeah, that I'd probably say that is safe to call refer to as bestiality. Just. Yeah, your hand slipped. Your hand slipped. You know, your hand slips a lot, it seems. An awful lot, Coburn. Are you really a team player in this corporation? I'm gonna have to request that you start showing up twice as much to work now. Okay, so Anarchy, it all started when I asked if you went back in time and you did it with like your previous like a previous incarnation of yourself, is it self-cessed? Guys, it's on the house! I'm about to end up in a bit of a weird situation, aren't I?
What do you want of me? I did not choose to live on this island for its ambience. I chose it so I wouldn't have to entertain fools. Leave me be.
Oh, I'm ready to bother you. I'm looking for a grave.
That is quite the fool's journey, just to find someone's dead body. I'm afraid to ask, but whose grave would you be looking for?
If I said Sinclair, do you think that'd set this guy off? Violent missing place of Nostradamus.
Of course. Searching for the great Nasruddin. Ha! The great Nasruddin. What was so great about him? Damned fool, if you ask me.
Be that as it may, I need to locate his remains.
Well, you are looking at what remains of the not-so-great Nasruddin. There would be a whole lot less of me if not for some foolish instinct of self-preservation. I should have let myself die then.
Wait, are you telling me that you're Nasruddin?
I would say in all my glory, but I'm afraid I haven't any left.
Oh my god! I guess I'm not the reincarnation of Nasruddin. Oh, you're just some random senile old person, but that's neither here nor there. No, I was doing Louis bestiality. He isn't a half deer, he's full deer, but he's humanoid and plantigrade. On one hand, part of me feels like it's right to call furry bestiality. But then again, on the other hand, not really, no. Not really, no. Not really, no. Anyways, but you're Nasruddin. You see the road from Aranax.
No. I delivered the world to Aranax. I put in place the system that he felt was his for the taking. I even imparted my elven arrogance to him. I must bear full responsibility for his actions.
A bit dramatic, don't you think? Aranax's actions are his own.
You do not understand. He was my son. I taught him everything. Only to see him be carried away by his youthful temper. I should have seen it. There must have been a way to stop him before it came to what it did.
Rattle Legends, can you tell me what really happened?
It started in the Age of Legends. I was young, headstrong. I thought I could take on the world, and I did. I fought the good fight to protect the lesser races, as I arrogantly called them, from the chaos that raged everywhere. Dragons, demons, evil sorcerers, I fought them all and won. And this, all before even the days of the Elven Council.
Oh, I consider to be furry. I consider furry.
I gathered a group of idealistic mages together, and we created an Elven Council, for the good of all. We really believed that. For a time, I suppose it was even true. I really believe things began to change when we discovered a way to banish things from this plane of existence. It was the ultimate weapon. Once something was banished from this plane of existence, it could never return. With ultimate power comes ultimate responsibility, and ultimate corruption. We were quick to use it on new and ever more terrible threats. The Bane of Kree, Krakatur, Gorgoth, Kurgan.
So how did Aranax fit into this?
Sometime during all this heroic carnage, my son came of age. I quickly ushered him into the council, amidst some of the others' protest about...
Yeah, no, that's just Bara. That's just Bara.
And then it all came crashing down upon me. Look, are you certain you really want to hear all this self-pitying drivel?
Of course! I wanna know! I wanna, like, have my mind blown when I hear that the reality of the world doesn't actually exist and the gnomes are all secretly just a cabal of pedophiles controlling all of our kingdom's politics. But that might be a little bit on the nose, wouldn't it?
He had taken it upon himself to keep the balance, as he termed it. He believed that being
You know how it goes. There it
any
goes.
course of action he chose to pursue. This meant attacking anything he saw as a threat, such as a city that had begun building advanced technological devices. Vendigroth, it was called.
Do they also hate bacon? For what it's worth, I do distinctly recall a gnome giving me a quest to kill some pigs, so... I mean... Maybe. Maybe.
He warned them to cease their destructive behavior and destroyed one of their factories to underscore his point. Justifiably afraid for their very lives, they swiftly constructed a device that could destroy even the most powerful wizard. He responded by calling on forces that few of us had ever seen, wiping not just the city, but the whole province of Vendigroth from the face of Arcanum with one blow.
Okay. I don't understand what's going on here.
He felt himself...
Oh God!
when the
FNB!
his actions.
Oh God!
He showed no remorse. In his arrogance,
FNB!
he was sure he would be vindicated. I cast the deciding vote to banish my
Is
own
this Harry not streaming right now, or?
Die, I will be the last, he screamed as he hurled the spell that brought an end to the Council, the Age of Legends, and my will to live.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, every face I've seen so far in this image has been profile pic worthy.
Black spire that our armies met in the most terrible battle that Arcanum has ever seen.
Oh God! Oh, let's go! Now, how long until one of them pulls a gun and, like, it's like an epic moment, you know, like... Oh God!
Only 4 of us
Oh God!
to witness
Guys, the night just got Mars attacked!
found Aranax among
Oh my God!
decimated armies. And it was there that I condemned my own son to the void.
Like I just got Mars attacked! Yeah, let's go! Quitting resolution! Ugh. Guys, we need a remake! I need a remake so bad! I need this in like...
In the end,
Oh god!
our combined might that Aranax
Guys,
subdued,
guys,
and I watched my own
they sent it to
son
Agartha!
die in the horror of the void.
They put him in a crystal and then sent him to Agartha!
Unleashed by this conflict, that the very fabric of reality was torn asunder. With our remaining energy, we were able to seal the rift with powerful wards, and the Ring of Brodvar still stands today as a monument to my son's destructive pride and my own unforgivable failure. When I regained consciousness, I was on the shore of Thanatos. I'd regained just enough energy to seal myself in a regenerative shell. I remained that way for 1,000 years. No one had ever stayed in a shell for anywhere near that amount of time. Somehow, my magical hibernation extended my life much beyond that of even the most powerful elven mages.
Wild! Are you aware there's a religion worshipping you?
I'm well aware of the whole Panari tomfoolery, yes. When I emerged from my regenerative state, I traveled to the mainland. I suppose I thought I could somehow live among the world again. After I spoke with that Mannix fellow, I knew I was deluding myself.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. Today how the Panari began.
He did not know much. Mostly some fanciful notions mixed with bits and pieces of history. As near as I was able to put together from speaking.
Yeah, right. Like seriously, they put him in a crystal and then sent him to Agartha.
Maintain the wards, to periodically strengthen them, as it were.
He witnessed paradise, a perfect world. But he could never touch anything outside of the bubble, outside of the crystal.
After I listened to his insane beliefs for what seemed like hours, I hinted that I'd actually known Nasruddin. He was already too far gone. Would not have believed any of my protests or denials of my godhood. He most likely would have interpreted the whole thing as some sort of test, I suppose.
I believe I am your reincarnation.
I pity you, then. I received a taste of their hero worship from Mannix, and I can tell you I didn't like the taste of it one bit.
Hold on there. Do you two realize exactly what you're talking about here? Perhaps this is an interesting philosophical debate for you two, but we're talking about the foundations of the Panari religion here.
Yeah! Mind break, Virgil! Let's go! Did he also have a white monster?
I mean, if you're not dead, that means you're not his reincarnation. Where the bloody hell does that leave the rest of us? Are any of the prophecies true? Have all of us Panari just been running around half-cocked for the last 2,000 years?
Yeah! This is a mildly justifiable cash out, honestly. Yeah, no, he's having fun with the tall blonde boys of Agartha. Like, seriously.
Easy, young Virgil. I know how all of this must make you feel, and I apologize for making light of your beliefs. Unfortunately, I don't have the answers you're seeking.
I mean no disrespect, Nasruddin, but if you don't have any idea as to what's going on here, then you'll forgive me if I'm having a few doubts concerning the validity of my newfound religion.
Good, Virgil. If there is one thing in life that one must learn, It is to question everything. In the end, I'm sure you will have the answers that you seek. And whether or not this is all the fulfillment of a prophecy or just random chance, does it change the gravity of our situation? Would you do anything differently if you knew one way or the other?
No, I wouldn't. And I will see this until the end, regardless of the reasons behind it. Thank you, Nazruddin. At the very least, your wisdom warrants a religious movement, even if its followers tend to be a bit soft in the head.
I'm touched. Listen, Nazruddin, talking about Aranax.
I feel as if I've been waiting to hear those words since I awoke.
Man, Nazruddin over here is just like, he listened to like...
Why, Aranax? Why can't you see the folly of the path?
He listened to like one lecture by one of the Greek, by a single Greek philosopher, and now he doesn't know what everything's just fake to him now.
I fear there is nothing I can do. I am old, tired. I do not believe I could stand up against my son now, even if I could find the heart to try. We do not know what life in the void is like, if it can be even called life. Who knows what sources of power could be found on the other side?
Maybe they really did just send him to Agartha. You know, guy just encountered Nephilim Bussy for the first time, and that's just how it goes. No, he got a cute like he got like a cute 12-foot tall Nephilim BF, and this is just what's happening. Gave him all kinds of crazy powers.
I can think of only one possible strategy to defeat him now. You must retrieve the Vendigroth device that was meant to destroy him.
His red levels. Where is that?
And so it was. Above ground. There are many catacombs and tunnels lying beneath the surface. Some of the members attempted to retrieve it to use against Aranax, but they never returned. We were forced to battle him without it, and you know the consequence of that.
Don't put it too much, but the tie is the bigger it is. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, and he received their magic. Yakubian joke therapy will do that to you. Let's see here. I don't like the sound of catacombs and tunnels. Good day. What does the device do?
Extremely powerful mages have the ability to regenerate themselves whenever they are badly hurt, as I did. If one is powerful enough to hurt a master sorcerer gravely, the mage will retreat into his regenerative shell and emerge stronger than ever. The device is the only way known to disrupt the regenerating shield.
And then disrupting the field kills the mage then?
Quite so. The technology of the device is designed to disrupt the field in such a way as to cause the shell to drain the life force instead of regenerating it.
Last time I was in Agartha, it was just women bad touching men with Columbus leading a rebellion.
In this manner, he is forever separated from this world, with no chance of being returned magically or otherwise. You must search the ruins of Vendigroth in the wastes where the city once lay.
Where can I find the ruins? This waste of asses, you know.
I do not know exactly. Those days are long past, and with them a better part of my memory, I'm afraid. All I know is that at one point Vendigroth and its settlements spread out over that whole area now known as the Wastes.
Someone smiled and gave you a Vegemite sandwich. Oh no.
Vendigroth province. Here.
Not Vegemite! Ah, it's a shot. What comes even? I don't know if this is endgame or not, honestly. Why don't you retrieve the device?
I must conserve what little remains of my energy to banish you to the void once you have retrieved the device. The banishment spell is rarely performed by a single mage. Its power requirement is so great.
Hold a moment. You're gonna banish me?
Certainly. If we were to wait for Aranax to breach the wards, I fear the loss of life would be immeasurable.
It seems everything has fallen to me once again.
The irony of all this is not lost on myself.
No, Sudeno G-san's gonna banish me?
It does
How
appear that you are
disgusting.
instrumental in halting this cataclysm. If only this were not necessary. I had hoped that
Ah,
Aranax
yes,
would
it is my
return
first
would
time getting this
realize
far.
the error of what he had done.
Why do you ask? Is there a shot? Oh, or is this just like a... Is this just like a... You did... Did you think this wasn't my first playthrough? Cause, yeah, this is my first playthrough.
It is obvious to me that he has committed himself to a path which can only end in his destruction.
Oh, what I do once I've retrieved the device?
You must meet me at the site of the wards, the Ring of Brodgard, as they are now known. The barrier between the worlds is thin enough there for me to be able to send you across by myself. I would suggest that you bring as much help as you can recruit, as it will be no easy task to defeat Aranax.
All I know is that gnomes are disgusting creatures. Oh, can you clarify some things before I'm off?
What is it that is troubling your thoughts?
Can you tell me about the others that were banished?
Whose tale of woe would you like to have recounted?
Oh, the story of Iron Gorgoth.
Gorgoth's is a simple tale, though disturbingly common in the Age of Legends. He was a mindless beast with an insatiable appetite. He had a liking for halflings, if I recall correctly. Bringing him low to quite a fierce battle, though a mindless one. You could think of nothing to do with him.
For what it's worth, I haven't really seen many quests regarding the gnome Steam files.
What is it that is troubling your thoughts? Whose tale of woe would you... Kurgan was a member of the council. The only human one, in fact. He was a dabbler, he was. Always experimenting and searching for new magics. His discovery of the necromantic arts was the beginning of the end for him. The council took a dim view of magics that had the ability to manipulate the very life force of a being. And we bade him to stop any further inquiries in that area. He totally disregarded our warnings and continued his ghastly experiments. Aranax was assigned to investigate, and turned up the rather disturbing details. Kurgan had been stealing corpses and experimenting with their life forces. What was infinitely more disturbing to me, though, was the vehemence of Aranax's drive to have Kurgan banished rather than simply exiled. Our mission was to impartially judge, to rule for the common good, regardless of our personal feelings. Aranax did not even attempt to hide his hatred of Kurgan. Worse, I always suspected that Aranax's hate was based more on the fact that Kurgan was a human on the Elven Council than on the facts of the case.
I actually do want to do a magic run at some point, though I do admit I don't know for sure if I want to go through the game. If I want to go through the game, like, immediately hop on a second playthrough, because, like, you know.
I believe our decision was the correct one. It is just that there is a proper way to conduct oneself, and Aranax was neither unbiased nor objective. I began to have serious misgivings.
Yeah, like maybe next year or something. For what it's worth, I also have to do the Fallout games and do retard runs.
Shortly afterwards, before I could come to a decision.
I want to do a retard run of this game as well. Yeah, I know I can recruit Gar. I don't know if the thing is, I don't think I had the, what's it called? The charisma.
Kurgan was pulling their spirits back from the other side to attempt to communicate with them, experimenting in different ways to perfect his resurrection magic, and worst of all, casting their life force out of the bodies once again. What is it that is troubling your thoughts? Whose tale of woe? The Bane of Kree. Bringing him to justice was what established my reputation as a warrior, which eventually led to legends surrounding me which I had no control over. The Bane was a nomad warrior who was able to gather together nearly all the ancient nomadic tribes and create a vicious army out of them. I became involved when he slaughtered the army of Kree. His legendary courage failed him. When faced with certain defeat, he lost his mind and fled back to Kree. He had his army slaughter every man, woman, and child in his desperation. I do not know what he hoped to accomplish by this. When I caught up with him, I was overcome by a bit of the madman myself. I banished him single-handedly in my fury, which is not an easy thing to do, even then. What is it that is troubling your Whose tale of woe? Kraka-Tur was a conniving coward who found a way to turn himself into a twisted monster, half man and half dragon. In this form, he terrorized cities and villages, killing their inhabitants and burning them to the ground. After a colossal battle and his defeat at the hands of the council, he cried and begged us not to banish him. Pathetic. What is it that is troubling your thoughts?
Is there any way to learn that power?
The world out there is not mine. It only serves to remind me of my failure. Everyone I knew, everything I held dear is gone. I myself should have died long ago. Besides, I do not fancy being worshipped as a god.
Alright, well, that was a little unexpected. For what it's worth, I guess it's not too surprising in the end. In the end, I guess I'm just not the special being I thought I was. Alright, is a shot. Even a snake. I probably won't be up in 2 hours, and I'll probably be calling it a night in about an hour. May as well explore the whole island and see what's over here. Because after all, you never know. Leprous monkey? I don't know. These monkeys have leprosy. It's a pretty dangerous scenario. I think they did a good job there. So now I gotta go around collecting cocoa seeds everywhere I go. Or leaves. Alright. The story definitely is something I can't say. Actually, really have been liking Anarch Kingdom so far. I don't know what it is. The world just feels weirdly fleshed out for something that mostly just uses Tolkien stuff, you know? I don't know. Yes, maybe it is just me, but like I just find it kind of interesting. Normally, I kind of struggle to get invested in Tolkien stuff. At least as far as like, you know, when you have like somebody who makes like a fantasy world and it's just, you know, that it's just Tolkien creatures for the most part. Like nothing crazy unique, that sort of thing. But I don't know what it is. I guess just the vibe of this one just kind of feels really interesting to me. Strange Bunnies, welcome! How's it been? How's it been? It's been a bit. I've completed my Minecraft server? I don't think it's a completed so much as abandoned. Because you gotta remember, you don't just finish Minecraft. Or is the Minecraft server dead? Like, just straight up dead? Yeah, that is true. Eesh. Alright, so I guess there's just not anything interesting on Thanatos. Hey man, I'm kind of a little bit weird about playing your games sometimes. I don't really know why that is, honestly. Ah, let's go! Great kill! magic, Virgil. We all know magic isn't real. Gonzo, welcome, Zeben. Yes, extremely late start. Extremely late start. Okay, so I should probably drop a save before something happens. And something always happens, okay? Because that's how you know it's a work of fiction, because something happens from time to time. Thank you for that, Jade, there. No, it's too late to redeem save. Just remember, Coburn, I've been playing on the Minecraft server as much as anyone else has. And by that I mean I have not been playing on the Minecraft server at all. Yeah, my main thing I think is just like I'm kind of just been out of Minecraft and just kind of experiencing some other games. Space Engineers recently managed to pull me back in, and I really don't know how it did it. It just kind of did, and now here we are. Every time, just every time. Cocoa leaves whenever I'm at whenever I see an apothecary or whatever. Cause now I can just make better meds. Is it Big Pee-Pee, Gabby? It's a serious question. So it only makes one accelerated healing per cocoa leaves. Keep PowerPoint, very cool. Ah, yeah, PowerPoint. We love PowerPoint in this household. Mostly because I don't use PowerPoint often at all, so it doesn't really matter too much to me. At any rate. I don't know, but it heals. It does something. Actually, the body is an incredible machine with its own internal healing mechanism. Unfortunately, it really finds himself in a time to let nature do her work. Now, by mixing the healing salt and cocoa leaf, you can give her a little push. See the surprise your enemy's faces. You laugh with what normally would have been a disempowerment. Oh God! Not Google Sheets. That's even worse. Okay, so we're not drugging Kuro. Now, I think to make the healing splitter, I gotta make a... Wait, hold on. So... Wonder Drug. And a Mechanized Arachnid. And I think 85 is basically another way of them saying max it out. Because... I don't know if it works otherwise. Well, I shouldn't have gotten that appraised. No, it's probably worth less than what it was earlier. And it cost me 100 gold. To appraise, that is. Now, my recommendation is just steal all your stuff off of Google Images. Look, they want a presentation. Oh, never mind. Actually, they make a profit there. Not a big profit, but it's enough of a profit to make a difference. Go. The description of the cure-all says that it heals all HP and fatigue. 60 points of HP and fatigue is not all of it. Darn ripoffs. Sitting down here acting like they're suddenly the most important thing ever. I just toss that map. I already got the ship, so it doesn't matter. Impossible trumpets, random extra fingers. They use AI slides now at work. It's like, ah, cool. And you see it, and it's just like, oh. Oh. Yeah. Now I got all the good drugs. Actually, no, let's just take it and see what happens. Well, no one said it was going to be an incredibly powerful thing. Just thought it was going to make healing a little bit faster. Ugh. Kinda sounds like one of those jobs where it's not really enjoyable at times. I don't really blame you for not really liking it, honestly, Gonzo. Look at that! I've already healed over 10 HP. I'm gonna live with you guys. I have been waiting for them to give me the freaking flamethrower. I've been eager to get the flamethrower. Originally, I wasn't gonna go for the Tesla gun. I was originally wanting to go for the flamethrower. But the Tesla gun was more readily available, so I went for that one. So I gotta look for this guy's farm, but it doesn't say anything about it. Apparently he's a half-orc. Wait a second. Oh, no, I just framed it. So I'm at this is sorry for him. Unfortunately, one of my there's only one place that but I haven't seen yet. I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous about it. The only place I haven't looked yet for some things is the Gentleman's Club. And that comes with certain... Well... I'm not allowed in there. And the only... But I mean, I could get in there. But I have to do something for the owner. Some unpleasant things. Also, the owner is a greasy gnome, and I just don't approve. Do not approve. Actually, now I'm curious. Do people ever come out of there, or is it just... Just a random dip in the street. I'm just saying, isn't it weird the entire porn industry is run by gnomes? Classic gnomish propaganda. It's like there may be quests in there, but it's like it's like the weirdest thing. If I recall correctly, so the guy basically. Well, first things first, it's a gnome. It's a gnome who's making that request, which is just not cool. Not cool. And alongside that, not only is he asking, is he basically telling me that he basically will let me in if I have sex with him, but alongside that, he's also asking me to pay for the privilege. Do not approve. Do not approve. Actually, hold on. Let's see here. For us to make, let's see. I need electrolytes. I need electrolyte solutions. Are they selling electrolyte solution anywhere in town right now? Do I just gotta come back later for this? There are significantly better ways you can use an electrolyte solution than to make a freaking not timed explosive. Nah, no electrolyte solutions. I'll tell you, the one time I need one right there. Alternatively, you could just put the dynamite on the thing or on the door and we'll call it a day, but... But I mean, like, if he was paying, it might at least, you know, make it a little, you know, sweeten the deal a little bit. Like, you know, make it a little bit less actually traumatizing. You know what? You know what? You know what? I could. I'm gonna drop a save. This is not Women's Club, not from the females not allowed within. Is there no way I may be permitted to enter? If he says no women, there will be no women allowed on my watch. I'm sorry, this is what it is. Okay then, so we're gonna just, way. You really shouldn't go saying stuff to the person wearing the power armor. I like how you can just kill somebody in broad daylight and it doesn't do much. I could have just killed him and taken the key. You know what? I don't often get an excuse to use dynamite. Wait, Dark Elf? Dark Elf Noble, no way! Oh, this is a human with me. I'd ask who you are, sir. Let's see here. A man for you is just in dark robes. He looks furtively back and forth in regards with the hard, unblinking eyes. Better you don't ask questions like that, likely to get a girl like you in a world of trouble. I appreciate the tip. Are you looking for work? Are you a woman that can keep her mouth shut, make you silver him full of gold? This is big work for a bloody degenerate like yourself. What kind of dark elf? The blueberry kind or Japanese brown one? Honestly, the dark elves in this game just look like regular elves. They're just a little bit more racist. Hey, Scott. Welcome. Let's see where this goes. Even if you are a filthy elf. This is no cut prices jaunt, my friend. This job is not difficult, but the price for failure is death. Do we understand one another? Sure, what I need to do. Here's the word, friend. In my hand, I have a sealed note. You're to take it from here directly to the address to tell you. You are not to look at the note. We will know if you have, and it would be most unfortunate. You will be paid 100 gold pieces for your trouble. No questions asked. You got it! I'm definitely not gonna read that note. Very well, here's the note. As I said, do not open the note. Deliver it to 36 Low Dervish Row. Collect your money. I bid you good day. Okay. I mean, it's just sitting there, begging to be read. What's this paper say? Painting store. I think I already saw this one. Yeah, I already resolved that problem. Doesn't matter. Alright, so let's see here. I'm gonna go to, what is it? 36 Low Dervish Lane. Or was it Low Dervish Row? 11. 13. 36! If only the dwarfs knew about per capita. All I'm saying is, the likelihood of it being involved in an elvish terrorist attack is a lot higher than you'd like to hear. Hold on, who's it going to? Half-orc. Okay, who's he surround himself with? Maybe some of the good half-orcs. Half-orc, half-orc. It's all a bunch of half-orcs! I'm not doing this for a dark elf! Man, screw it. I'm gonna look him in the eye. Pull out the letter and read it. 57 Mulligan Bone Alley. Or was it 17? I'm gonna head over and see what's going on. If I'm already in this deep, may as well see where this takes me. Which one's that? Mulligan Bone Alley, okay. It's an Italian Yukari. But then again, he's one of the good ones. He's one of the good ones. Right? Final good elves. Well, Atari's one of the good ones in that he knows his place, Exactly. But then again, he was one of the good ones in that he knows his place, you know? Exactly, exactly. But then again, he was one of the good ones in that he knows his place, you know? Exactly, exactly. 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 that's why Let's Try shock him so much. $57 Mulligan Barn Alley. Well, clearly we know the solution to this problem. Metal casing circus in a bunch of springs. Elven tubes discovered! Let's see here. Right, I think I already did this one. Gonna be winners. That's just how life is sometimes. Ah! Zoe, thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders! Ah, puppy! Zoe, let's go, Steven! Alright, I guess I better go turn in this note for a probably not reward, and they're most likely gonna try to kill me afterwards. They will fail, but they're probably gonna try to kill me. I'm gonna be honest, the accelerated healing is kind of underwhelming. Wait, what do you mean by not the other thing? Did I miss something? Oh. Ah! Okay, just an FYI. You're a little bit late on the draw for a lot of this. I already got the painting and returned it to where it was supposed to go. Anyways, it's fun turning half-orcs into chum. It's what God put them on this earth to become. Passport. The name on this passport is Rory Limes. Notes, Trans newspaper. Oh jeez. Virgil an old passport too, didn't I? Let's see what he's got on him.
What is it that you want of me?
Boss trade. Preston Radcliffe. Completely unrelated individuals. I know it's the thinger. Look, in my personal opinion, one thing that feels just really good in this game is when you manage to get a high roll on one of the big guns. Like on the Tesla gun. And just it explodes the enemy. Okay, you feel it in a way. You feel it in a way. Hey guys, look. I'm gonna do an Oblivion NPC impression. What happened? Alright, no, I think it's more of Skyrim. There's same difference. The smell of alcohol coming from this fellow fairly gags you. What is shit? Who you be? Who might you be? He looks at you intently, unsuccessfully attempting to focus on you. Ryan, Cesar Esquire. And to deliver a message to you from Tom Gok. What? Oh, what is that old tosser right now? He was waiting for your Kensington Broadway kiosk for you. Oh, he did, eh? He reaches forward and saves himself at last minute. Stupid bourgeoisie businessman, let him wait. All my work is done. Huh? I didn't know what happened! What did what happened? Also, bad move attempting to attack the person wearing the power armor. I'm just saying. Surrounded by robots. Violent robots. Well, what do you know, friend? Oh, this is anything friend, no offensive, I've just left alone. I'm not associated with humans, what was that? I must not have heard you right. Excuse me, I apologize for my quick temper, my good woman. This is a gentleman's club. After all, I should have realized they wouldn't let let's just call it a case of mistaken identity and leave it at that, Hey, your remark is already forgotten. What is it that you want of me? Oh, who are you? I'm Garen Rakar. I don't believe we've met. Pleased to meet you. What do you do here? I'm a professional gambler. I spend most of my time here at the club. You can almost always find me here. My favorite game is Gentleman's Dice. I'm quite good at it, in fact. I've never met my better. Tell me about the club. The club is the best in turret. The surroundings are comfortable and peaceful. The staff is excellent. They are discreet and accommodating all at the same time. It is simply marvelous. Anything special I should know about? I've heard nothing. What do you know, friend? Just having a drink, so I'll bet you 500 coins you don't know the answer to a question I have. Sure, why not? Let's do it! It's rumored that Tula is located on the bottom of the ocean, the Isle of Despair, and the Vendigoth wastes, the dark fence going forth. Get in love with you guys. Tula doesn't even register. I'm gonna say Isle of Despair because I've actually been there. Oh well. I have money to burn, so it doesn't matter to me. Anyways, I think I thought I've cleared almost all the quests in all of this entire area. I think. I actually don't know for sure. Maybe that's what matchbook was!
What is it that you want of?
Here, I wonder if there's a use for it, actually. Okay. Let me have tongue gossip. No information facility. I'd like a drink, please. I like how there's just two corpses in here now and nobody's doing anything about it. Listen, not anarchy. Let's see here. The next solution was that you leave the papers for the members, right? So is it just the one newspaper, or? It's kind of a shame. We got all these I've seen so many billiards tables in Arcanum. Not one usable. Not a single time where we get to play billiards. Okay, I'm tossing the matchbook. I don't need it. Not really, honestly. Not really learn how to play properly. Couldn't really get the thing for using the stick right. Angles and the sort, you know how it goes. Exactly, Anarchy. Exactly. I need somebody to teach me how. I never really understood it. It just never really made much sense to me. Anyways. Also, it's kind of weird that the music just kind of vanished all of a sudden. I'm not too far kidding to think I've left. Honestly, for the sounds of it, I just gotta go to Vendigroth, get that stuff sorted, and then I'm basically done, I think. Okay, also, just I want you guys to bear in mind, all the half-orcs live in the Boyle. saying. Isn't it interesting how the lowest income area in all of this entire city is where all of the half-orcs live? I'm just saying. It's where all the orcs live. All I'm saying is, this is an RPG, and therefore, there's not a single detail that should go unignored. And that's a detail I will not let go unignored. And I'm just saying, all half-orcs live in one area, and that area is kind of the worst place in all of the city. And it's a nice city, too, so you'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think. Maybe, just maybe, the orcs drive down the local property value. I would think of that as a possibility. You don't, because you're falling for the... You're falling for the liberal... For the mainstream media opinion. Noticing a pattern. The mainstream media would have you believe that orcs are, they're just like you or me. But they're not. Clearly they're not. Have you seen an orc? They're so green. So very green. No, and I just find green people to be kind of scary, so. I need to remove that thing. Ever since the Twitch API broke, it just hasn't been the same. know. There's a part of me that's over here thinking it'll be really scary when if I ever add anything. Because I gotta remember, the economy is kind of screwed due to the fact that I never really did anything with any redeems. The Sagaki mode redeem. I don't really know that makes much of a difference, honestly. Is there like anything really worth seeing in this area? That is kind of a serious question, because like, I don't know, there's like a lot of junk down here, but it's like, I don't know how worth exploring it is. I guess it's just over there. Yeah, I know I get to kill things, but it's kind of a bit of a... Is that all? Is that all there is? And that ladder goes nowhere. You know, maybe now that I've cleared the boil, I should go full. I should go full murder hobo and clear out the boil. They made KFC jelly beans. Razor having a bit of a crash out earlier? Cause I heard what I know for a fact is Razor's crash out noises. And I know him when I hear him. Like I heard him yelling and why? And I'm just over here like, so did some other thing just happen that's basically another example of how our world is burning? Is it time to start playing Kamsu Todd or can we wait for later for that one? Wingstop is making watermelon flavored wings for summer. You know, I feel like I shouldn't comment on that without I don't know if I can get comment on that without getting banned. Alright, you know what, Energy? It's like, it's just, I don't think I could do it without that. Anyways, make this welcome as anyone. You're gonna tell me to keep a straight face with that? I mean, what's next? Are they gonna are they gonna make mayonnaise flavored wings to try to attract the Caucasian demographic? Wingstop is located in low-income housing areas. What do they mean by this?
That's the way to show those bastards. I mean, good hit, madam.
One of my favorite random facts is that apparently mayonnaise is really popular in Japan. Personally, I blame gentrification. Dino looks really good, but dang it, Brigador! You're not supposed to say it! You're not supposed to say what I'm thinking! Why do the gnomes keep advertising watermelon and chicken wings to the orcs? What do they mean by this? What do the gnomes mean by this? But it's just like if you think you like mayonnaise, it's like if you go to Japan, you might be a little bit astonished by what you see, because apparently they put mayonnaise on everything. Again, it's a wild thought right there. Like, I'll be honest. Mayonnaise and fried chicken go great together, okay? That's just an honest truth, okay? Alright, there's a reason why, like, a key component of a good chicken sandwich is mayonnaise. But I don't know if I believe in mayonnaise that well. Yeah, but forever, it's like, you'll see, like, mayo on stuff like sushi. It's crazy. Honey or honey mixed with orange juice is the best chicken dip. Okay, that's your opinion, though. That's your opinion. Look, so long as you're not talking about putting watermelon, having it taste like watermelon, I think we can all, at the very least, agree to disagree. Because that one was just wild. So apparently both of the gang bases are accessible through the sewers. It's only $10 for 3-pack of KFC jelly beans. That's really expensive. That's really expensive. Do not approve. Just do not approve. Do not approve of spending that much money on KFC jelly beans. I'm not done with this shit like attitude. The frick? You just... Is that a thing or did this happen there? Well, summoning. Maybe morph? Nah, polymorph just turns the target into a sheep. He just turned into a weird snake guy though. He just turned into a weird snake guy, and then I killed him, and that's just that. That's it. That's all. I tell him I don't like you, and then he tells me he doesn't like me, and then I talk to him again, and then he attacks me, and he turns into a weird snake guy. Was he full of eggs? Possibly. Possibly. He may have been full of eggs. Can I buy batteries from the general stores, or do they not normally sell batteries? I don't think general stores typically sell batteries. they do not sell batteries. Can I at least buy assault from the general store? Is that not an option? Bad joke, I apologize. Look, you need to understand, my space gun needs more bullet. Okay, my space gun needs more bullet. Oh, electrolyte solution. I'm gonna buy another store life.
What is it that you wanted?
Shut up, Anarchy. Shut up. Anyways. I should go and see if the stuff I stashed over here still is there. Cause anyways. Orcs, am I right? Everyone, orcs. Talk bad about orcs. Don't like orcs. Hate orcs. Can't stand orcs. Total orc death. Yeah, exactly. I think the stereo. Okay, so for repeat playthroughs, this crate will just take whatever I put in it. You can put anything in and it'll just take it. It won't even. Won't reject anything. The crate has no standards whatsoever. More books worth reading. We've already read the Orcish question. I agree. The crate should treat itself better. Psychological treatise on intolerance. Clearly, I can use this as a way to, say, by Malcolm Ray. Treatise on the psychological ramification of intolerance and those of the half-orcish nature by Malcolm Ray. It is a sad fact of life that our instinctive reaction towards orcs is one of dire hatred. Man's strife with the orcish race is more than can be accounted for by competition for resources or living space. But orcs are not just reviled by us of human persuasion. The elves will go out of their frivolous, distant, and haughty ways to hunt orcs. And dwarves hold no compunctions about a little orc slaughter. The orcs seem the recipient of a universal curse, whereupon they are treated with respect and intolerance more so than other race. Disrespect and intolerance more so than any other race, barring their barbaric ogres. Orcs, no matter their intent or purpose, are automatically viewed with distrust, contempt, and in some areas open hostility. This hostility, not confined simply to pure-blooded orcs, extends any with orcish blood, no matter how thin. I refer here, of course, to the half-orcs. The only true misfits in our rapidly advancing world of technology are the half-orcs. Different from the more common orcs, they are possessed of more humanly acceptable features, and with an increased cranial capacity, are more intelligent than even the cleverest of orcish chieftains. Yet by these differences, they are seen as worse than orcs and are humanized. Many humans simply do not wish to acknowledge that a clear-thinking person would willingly mate with the nasty, brutish, and hateful orc species. This is true. This is true. Okay, the only way that a half-orc can happen is rape. Only way. I realize, however, that this type of mutually pairing is not the most common case by which a half-orc is conceived. It is yet another side fact that the majority of half-orcs are formed by a carnal rape of a human female by an orcish male. It should be noted, however, that this proves nothing about the character of the orcish race, for many human males commit the assault of rape, and like orcs, do not limit this act to just their species. Okay? Okay? Your point? Your point. Just a DW TTRPG session. the one player who's playing as an orc, I won't ensure that they die, because death is too good for them. That is too good for them. A-tier tag, but only if surrounding tags are good too. I agree. I agree, Kobun. I agree. Now and then you get the part of like half of them where it just turns into darn. What a time to learn that I have a hygiene problem. And that's how you know it's gonna be bad. It's gonna get kind of gross. Actually, really gross. No joke. I was actually looking for the original, for that freaking scene from the town with no name. I was looking for that specific scene from the town with no name. Night Gonzo, you're listening. I couldn't find it. Could not find it for whatever reason. I can find the actual, like, the scene where you actually take a bath before asking the pretty lady if she wants to No, that's the thing. That's what happens every time an orc enters the room. Hey, where the human women at? It's like Wizards of the Coast. Suddenly have orcs start rapping, and then it just kind of turns into like a oh no situation. They would. Oh my god, you know they would. There's no way they wouldn't. Wait, we're gonna just have one of those moments. It's like the orcs actually have really advanced cities made of an incredible magical material known as concrete. And they all wear incredible shoes. Does it really look good? And for some reason, they're always involved in gang violence. So they just turn the orcs into every single stereotype possible. Oh, but we can't have orcs being bad guys. No, you can't have like... You can't have like you can't have a species that generally leans more towards doing bad things versus the species that are typically good guys. That's not a thing. Many of you remember the infamous wool racer, that nefarious bandit who kept many fearing for the safety of their sheep and other livestock. Oh no. Also, what the frick? Why are you bringing this? Okay, listen. You're trying to sit down and be all like, ah man, like, you know, hatred of orcs is unfounded. And then you bring up, like this freaking bizarre scenario of a bandit who's going around assaulting sheep and livestock. Oh my god. Guys. Wait, hold on. Guys. Do not, and I repeat, do not teach him the polymorph spell. This spell transforms a targeted creature into a sheep for as long as the spell is maintained. Like, all I'm saying is, you know, he's got like a ton of stamina, specifically so he can maintain polymorph for an extended period. And he's not using it on himself. It must be Welsh. I was thinking of something else, but Welsh is probably a bit more politically correct to say. So it must be known though that there are many mutually consenting and happy couples of mixed orcs and humans. Even though mainstream humanity turns a blind eye to these couples, they do exist. My wife, who is of orcish descent, and I have been happily married for these past 24 years. And in that time, she has borne me a pair of twins. It is... Okay, so, like, when you say of orcish descent, are you talking a half-orc? Or are you talking a fully-blooded, like... Fully-blooded, can barely speak English, like, you know, can barely speak at all. Orcish woman, in which case I have to sit down and question. There's some questions to that relationship right there. You know, I'm just saying, you know. You know, like you hook up with an orc, like a fully blooded orc. And like they're just straight up, they're significantly dumber than you are. I'm just saying. It has been in the watching of the development of my two half-orcish sons that I have been able to gather the observations compiled here in this tome. I shall now begin by giving the reader a stereotypical view of a half-orc, as taken as a direct quote from a recent editorial letter in my local newspaper, the Tarantian. By the way, I also want to note, look, I'm just saying. There's a lot of bias in this note, in this document here. Okay, a lot of intense bias right here. Like you're gonna sit down here and be like, you're gonna be like, oh man, you guys listen, the orcs are great, and like meanwhile, if I hook up with a female orc, then I demand a pass. That is true. If that's what you deserve the green pass, you know? But it's like, you hook up with an orc, and it's like... Also, I'm gonna be honest here, so like, kind of just like coming out of the entire thing here, You know what my favorite part about Arcanum actually is? You know what my favorite part about Arcanum is? How, like, orcish civil rights in-game are kind of funny the longer you think about it. Because either the developers did a master like, how orcs generally are in this game. Because, again, I want to note, every single time I have been mugged on the street in this game. Okay, maybe not every single time, but the vast majority of times that I've been mugged in the street in this game, it has been an orc or a half-orc. I'm just saying. Also, bear in mind that because orcish women only have 2 boobs to feed their young with. In the event that an orc female gives birth to triplets, the male will actually eat the 3rd child as a celebration of his incredible fertility. Thank you for that, Jake. Now, is it possible that the Arcanum Player's Guide was written from a biased perspective when it came down to its description of all of the in-game races? Yes! It is 100% biased. And I don't care, honestly. I don't care. Anyways, this guy's really biased because, like, he already had an orc fetish to begin with. So it's kind of just like, we're not speaking matter of fact here. It's like, okay, you're over here, like, saying, I have an orcish wife. And then it's like, okay. Appeal to emotion. Done. Ended. Facts don't care about your feelings. Okay, stereotypical view of half-orcs is saying about Dark Cloud in the recent editorial on my local newspaper, The Trenton. Half-orcs are violent, quick to get anger, and slow to forget. They are only able to outsmart the dullards, the orcs themselves, and perhaps the occasional ogre. At any rate, a half-orc surely cannot hope to match wits with the normal human, nor would a half-orc be able to pass as a normal human. What with their ghastly teeth and countenance? Accurate. While the letters out there remarks about a half-orc's appearance are unkind, they are true. The majority of half-orcs are unable to pass as a normal human due to their decidedly orcish features. The remarks about a half-orc's temperament are painfully true. Most half-orcs... This guy's basically just saying every... Oh, this is right. Yes! Orcs are ugly! Yes! Orcs are extremely violent individuals! Yes! If you marry a half-orc, you are probably going to be in a domestic violence situation. But you gotta... However, they deserve rights. We've convinced, however, that this violent outlook is due to not only a half-ogre orc's upbringing, but is also directly due to intolerance, ridicule, scorn, and outright hatred that they are treated within society. The remarks about a half-orc's intelligence, however, are untrue. A half-orc's intellect is easily rivals that of a human. While watching my sons grow up, I was surprised at the different personalities developed. Jonathan was looked after by a doting half-ogre nanny, whilst my other son Simon chose instead to go to a mainstream human school. Ogden, our ogre and nanny, was very gentle with young Jonathan. As he remained at home for his schooling, Ogden and I were able to teach him many life lessons, such as treating others as you yourself wish to be treated, and showing respect and fairness in your dealings in all things. I tutored him myself and allowed the boy to access to my study, where numerous tomes are kept. Jonathan was an apt pupil, consuming whole books and always wanting to know more. He enjoyed various board games, and even as a young boy was very articulate in his writings. Under pen names, I even allowed him to write editorials to our newspaper, The Trenton. Simon's first day of school involved... Oh, so you experimented on your children! I don't want to be in a TV situation. I'm not even that one bug at all. Let's see, result of my child becoming involved in a bit of fisticuffs to a racial slur thrown at him by his teacher. After that, Simon simply stopped going to school and instead began to explore more orcish section of our city of Trent. From this orc, Simon got a different sort of education. So what you're saying is... orcish culture is to believe... Ooh. I'm gonna be honest, that's not a very good look right there. But these orcs say they got a different sort of education, but a fear and desire for retaliation. Those who kept the half-orcs so low, he became bitter towards humans, unable to control his temper or refrain from fights. He refused to get... Are you telling who is raising your child? These were twins! Why did you raise them differently? What frick is your problem? So what you're saying is... a half-orc child needs to be kept away from orcs as much as possible. That is what I'm learning here. I'm just saying. He refused to continue attendance to school again, saying all he learned is how much the rest of the world hated him. He went on to suggest that he might as well hate it back. He was especially vengeful towards humans for making him feel lower than the chamber pot spillage. His hatred towards humor grew to the point where he refused to follow my commands, his reasoning being that I was one of them. At this point, Simon was barely 14. At 15, when Simon reached puberty, some of his overly orcish characteristics began to more heavily manifest themselves. He found that the loathing directed towards him grew, as now there was no doubt as to the orcish half of his parentage. What with his increased growth of hair about his face and eyebrows, his gaining the more distinctive orcish canine teeth, and more importantly, his increased body and muscle mass. Simon put this increased muscle mass to good use, joining one of the numerous half-orc street gangs and began to participate in crimes too numerous to count. He stopped returning home at the age of 17. When I confronted him with his actions, I had not seen my 22-year-old son for 5 years. I can only hope he is still alive. Oh, okay. Stopped returning home at the age of 17 when I confronted him with his actions. I have not seen my 22-year-old son for 5 years. I can only hope he is still alive and not fallen prone to one of the numerous occasions of human mob anti-orc violence. Again, I'm gonna be honest here. This really does feel to me like it's just pure appeal to emotion and nothing else. Like, all I'm saying is, okay, all I'm saying is, where are the orcish fathers? I'm sorry. Where are the orcish fathers, guys? Why can't I? I can't freaking look at any of this stuff. Arcanum is gonna get me in some serious trouble. Arcanum is gonna get me in some serious trouble. This is great. This is great. Puberty hit Jonathan less hard. True, he manifested the same orcish elements physically, but since he had a much more reduced exposure to the public than Simon, he did not develop some of Simon's more destructive tendencies at this time, and instead continued his studies. Jonathan had a growing interest at the rise of technology, and remarked to me many times that he would have liked to follow an education career in the field. Perhaps even attending Arcane, the Athenaeum itself. Unfortunately, this was not to be. When Jonathan went out to find himself gainful employment, he was confronted with the same bigotry as Simon. Worse in fact, because Jonathan applied for lofty jobs and the humans felt he could never have done correctly by an uppity half-orc. The only jobs Jonathan could find open to him were menial ones, not requiring his intellect but rather his muscles. Having intellect was in fact a hindrance. But Jonathan knew that there was better employment available. As it was, Jonathan was forced to become one of Turin's many street cleaners. Over time, he became bitter like his brother as he was forced to endure the jeers of many Turin city-goers he carried out his work. He also got assaulted many times by a gang of inhuman toughs who delighted in showing him his place. Earlier this year, the harassment grew to a point where Jonathan was joined one of the half-orc gangs and, like his brother, cut off contact with me. It pained me to see Jonathan go so bitter like his brother and forced to work in such a low position where his education was wasted. I wish he'd find happiness in whatever endeavor he has set himself upon. Yet I somehow instinctively know he will find none. If Jonathan had been able to pursue his dreams of technology, I dare say he would have rivaled the master technologists of our day. This is where the myth of half-orc stupidity becomes glaringly incorrect. Half-orcs are intelligent. They're only ignorant one will afford them the same education given us to humans. An unschooled human may be ignorant, but he is not necessarily stupid. Half-orcs also have not ever given access to stimulating or high-paying jobs, but they are instead forced into becoming chimney sweeps and basic factory workers. The reason there are no affluent half-orcs is not because they are stupid, lazy, or unskilled. There's obviously something very wrong with our human society today if we can ridicule a race of people so talented. Even regular orcs seem to be treated less harshly, for they at least are natural creatures to most humans. The half-orc must seem to be an abomination, but continuing the oppression of orcs and half-orcs, our society is only cultivating their own cultural violence. Half-orcs are forced to lash out societies. They refuse to recognize them as equals. Dwarves, halflings, gnomes, and even arrogant elves are treated as equals, so why cannot our half-orc sons and daughters be treated in the same manner? I am not convinced. I am not convinced. And again, it's pure emotional garbage. In fact, I know for a fact it was probably a gnome that commissioned that book to be made. And said half-orc sons never actually existed. Anyways. Anyways. I perhaps went a little bit too far with the orc racism. For what it's worth, though, they make it very easy. Well, that's because his wife was just a full-on orc. His wife was just a full-on orc. You gotta keep that in mind as well. So it's like, you know. So it's like one of those situations where I find it questionable kind of because, like, it's kind of coming from an already biased position. Shipped her back to the caves, did he? Yeah, exactly. Like, half of it reads like like an experiment he performed on his own children in order to determine whether or not orcs are capable of, I don't know, the entire thing just feels questionable to me. But yeah, anyways. I sell everything I can sell. But yeah, anyways, is that all? Yeah, that should probably be all. Alright then. I should call it. I know, short one today, but I have work tomorrow. And I really don't have a good excuse for why I wasn't able to, why I was so late today. I did work a double, but that's not really an excuse. Anyways. Alright, let's see, who do we have? I think I'll go ahead and give it to Mizu tonight. It's kind of streaming Lockdown Protocol. So tomorrow we should be finishing off another game. In the form of Xenonauts, because look, Farmer Jack, I'm gonna be honest. If you read how orcs are described in this game, though honestly it's more so half orcs than regular orcs, but if you read how the half orcs are described in this game, it's a little bit entertaining when you kind of come from another perspective, when you think about it. Anyways, tomorrow I'll be playing some Xenonauts. Probably gonna finish the game out there. My main objective is to destroy all the alien bases, and then hopefully finish off the invasion. Hopefully. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. So, good night.